I know that that has mixed reactions depending on your political stand. You may have liked or not liked that movement. But they did an interesting thing in the wake of Superstorm Sandy. They reorganized as Operation or Occupy Sandy. It seems that they learned a lot about how to live on the streets, how to organize large groups of people, and how to listen to each other during that time. And so in this article, it states that when the storm started raging, FEMA put up a sign that says closed due to weather, and they went into operation. They got 2 churches in Brooklyn open and volunteers to come down and start cooking and handing out supplies so that they were able to feed some of the people. And one of the critical things that I caught in this article was that when volunteers came to be trained, they said the most important thing for you to remember and for you to let the people know who come for help is that we are here to listen and be human. Think about that. We are here to listen and be human. I think that's one of those phrases to reflect on. How can we, as Church of the Apostles, let our community know that we are here to listen and be human? Where may God be planting seeds of hope? When we begin to realize that we need each other, then the truth of Genesis, that we're created as partners to care for our world, I think is realized. So within our congregation, I think about the fields in Raider Park, which have been plowed for the winter and are now resting. What will we do with them this year? How can we tell this community through these gardens that we are here to listen and be human? How may the gardens or that land be used to share Christ and his love with all people? In today's article of Parade Magazine, there's an article about Howard Buffett. Howard Buffett is the son of billionaire Warren Buffett, who has committed his life to helping end hunger through farming. Seems that growing up, they had a gardener, and the gardener taught him how to grow corn in the yard, and he fell in love with gardening and farming. But he also became aware recently that in our own country, one out of every 5 people who lives in poverty and is hungry is a child. And Howard Buffett lives in the city of Decatur, Illinois, which is whose major industry is food processing. And he learned that people on the streets of his town, where they process food, are starving. It seems there's something wrong with that scenario. So how can we, as good stewards of land, help prevent that from happening in our community? Last year's efforts fell on the shoulders of Eileen Thomas and Harriet Benchoff. What time and talent may you be able to give this year? It seems to me that we've got a great deal of farm knowledge in our congregation. Could we structure this in a way to teach our community to grow vegetables? Could we offer a mentoring program? Might we be able to offer our land and expertise to those who don't have land to plant? In what other ways, in what other gifts do we have that we could say to our community, we are here to listen and be human? This is a time for dreaming, for believing that God is doing something new in our midst, and a time to explore what God may be birthing among us. So trusting in God, this is a time to pray and think outside of our comfort zones at how we may be God's hands in our world. Amen.